2 Timothy 3. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power. Have nothing to do with such people. They are the kind who worm their way into homes and gain control over gullible women who are loaded down with sin and are swayed by all kinds of evil desires. Always learning but never able to come to a knowledge of truth. Just as Jannes and Jambres opposed Moses, so also these teachers oppose the truth. They are men of depraved minds who, as far as faith is concerned, are rejected. But they will not get very far because, as in the case of those men, their folly will be clear to everyone.
Children of the wild, we take our chance to face the fall. Go on and on to chase our shadows off the wall. As children of the wild, we make our choices on our own. Our path is full of fear, but must be taken all alone. Children of the wild, we take our chance to face the fall. Go on and on to chase our shadows off the wall. As children of the wild, we make our choices on our own. Our path is full of fear, but must be taken all alone.
Just as it's difficult to be healthy in a toxic physical environment if we're breathing poisoned air or drinking polluted water, so it's difficult to be healthy in what I call a toxic cultural environment. I started collecting ads in the late 1960s. Ads sell more than products. They sell values, they sell images, they sell concepts of love and sexuality, of success, and perhaps most important, of normalcy. Well, what does advertising tell us about women? It tells us, as it always has, that what's most important is how we look. So the first thing the advertisers do is surround us with the image of ideal female beauty. Women learn from a very early age that we must spend enormous amounts of time, energy, and above all money striving to achieve this look and feeling ashamed and guilty when we fail. And failure is inevitable because the ideal is based on absolute flawlessness. She never has any lines or wrinkles. She certainly has no scars or blemishes. Indeed, she has no pores. And the most important aspect of this flawlessness is that it cannot be achieved. No one looks like this, including her. This is a look that's been created for years through airbrushing and cosmetics, but these days it's done through the magic of computer retouching. I've been talking about this for a very long time, and I keep thinking that the models can't get any thinner, but they do. They get thinner and thinner and thinner. We all grow up in a culture in which women's bodies are constantly turned into things, into objects. Turning a human being into a thing is almost always the first step toward justifying violence against that person. Most important is to change not just these ads, but these attitudes that run so deep in our culture. The obsession with thinness is a public health problem, the tyranny of the ideal image of beauty, violence against women. These are all public health problems that affect us all, and public health problems can only be solved by changing the environment.
The media is the message and the messenger, and increasingly a powerful one.
People learn more from media than any other single source of information. So if we want to understand what's going on in our society in the 21st century, we have to understand media.
If you think about media and technology, they're delivering content that is shaping our society. They're shaping our politics, they're shaping our national discourse, and most of all, they're shaping our children's brains and lives and emotions.
We estimate that there's somewhere north of 1 billion people who use the internet every single day. That's just a reach that hasn't existed before in terms of media.
Our kids today live on Facebook and cell phones. The diversity of the platforms means that those images are impacting your kid 24/7, and whatever restrictions existed when we were growing up simply don't exist today.
Girls get the message from very early on that what's most important is how they look, that their value, their worth, depends on that. And boys get the message that this is what's important about girls. We get it from advertising, we get it from films, we get it from television shows, video games, everywhere we look. So no matter what else a woman does, no matter what else her achievements, their value still depends on how they look.
I have no idea what this is.
It sounds like a Fall Out Boy song.
Panic at the Disco!
Yes! Dude, this is my jam.
This is Emperor's New Clothes. Oh my gosh, my emo phase in 8th grade.
Welcome to the end of eras. Ice is melting. Done my time.
That changed so fast.
If it feels good, tastes good.
Vernon Urie would do something like this.
Taking back the crown.
Those aren't tattoos, it's like bulging from the skin. I don't know what it is, but it's creeping.
Whew, this guy's turning into a demon, what? I have no idea who this guy is.
Oh, yeah! I love this song so much.
This is weird. This is weird. No way, this is something I would listen to before a game. This is crazy hype.
I'm so happy. Oh, yeah!
Why is the skeleton singing? Oh my god!
So cool, I'm so excited for their new album.
It's a miracle when she gets no breakfast.
Why?
What is he, like, entering hell now?
Why is he smiling like that?
No, that's a cliffhanger. Don't stop it there. Keep going, please.
Whoa, that was so crazy. He has the widest vocal range of, like, any singer ever.
Yay! I love that video. I'm smiling so much.
That's one of my favorite bands.
They're my favorite band. It's really like, oh, you know, we don't care what you think. They write songs that resonate, and they have to do with, like, teens and, like, adolescents growing up.
It's all geared towards teenagers and people who are going through these rebellious moments and people who are going through, like, my parents don't understand. I'm okay with being targeted, especially with his music, because it's good.
I always like to think of it as like, I've got him sitting there, whip a little message at him, whip a little moral at him, whip a little of what my view of the world is, because that's what every good filmmaker does. And we'll lead the world into the 21st century, and I'll make a profit on their back.
There is a gorgeous woman on my bed.
You guys are gonna aren't you?
You like a little freedom or something? You want to dabble? We can all. You know, we can all have sex together. I am doing what I feel like doing.
Well, what do you feel like doing?
Orgy! Have an orgy! Orgy! Orgy!
Hollywood learned the basic lesson. When in doubt, go to sex.
People have this mistaken notion that the Hollywood system has principles, morals, or values. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
I probably spent a month with hookers and pimps.
A prostitute is a woman who will give you a great deal for relatively little money.
You've heard one insider describe how the Hollywood machine marketed his R-rated movie to an audience too young to go see it.
What movies did you see?
American Pie. I saw American Pie. American Pie 2. American Pie. American Pie. I'm 15. 14. 15. 13. 12. 12. 13.
Who wants me to touch Amber?
Oh, yeah!
I love lesbians. They're great.
Two girls are lesbians.
The lesbian scene.
Lesbian scene. That's hilarious.
I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia. That's the biggest problem for children in this industry.
The casting couch even applies to children.
Oh, yeah. Not in the same way. It's all done under the radar.
Nobody talks about pedophilia.
It's the big secret.
And it's widespread?
Oh, yeah. I was surrounded by them when I was 14 years old. Surrounded. Literally. Didn't even know it. It wasn't until I was old enough to realize what they were and what they wanted and what they were about and the types of people that were surrounding me till I went, oh my God, they were everywhere like vultures.
Vultures who Feldman says abused him and his best friend, the late child actor Corey Haim, his co-star in The Lost Boys.
Well, what happens if my mom is dating the head vampire?
Feldman says the trauma of that pedophilia contributed to Haim's death.
There's one person to blame in the death of Corey Haim, and that person happens to be a Hollywood mogul. And that person needs to be exposed, but unfortunately I can't be the one to do it. But the person that knows who did it and knows who he is watching right now, I guarantee you. Yeah.
Intriguing.
Yeah. There was a circle of older men that surrounded themselves around this group of kids. And they all had either their own power or connections to great power in the entertainment industry.
Feldman won't name names. And he admits his friend had a struggle with addiction, which he says was a mechanism to cope with his demons.
It was a symptom.
It was a symptom, correct. You know, there's a lot of good people in this industry, but there's also a lot of really, really sick, corrupt people in this industry. And there are people in this industry who have gotten away with it for so long that they feel they're above the law. And that's got to change. That's got to stop.
That's what you're selling. Well, I don't buy it.